Welcome. Now, for our new moon in Leo, something is being birthed, and we know what this is. We found this out last time we met up. The eternal child. This is what's been activated, the archetype, the energy of the eternal child. And listening to our inner child. What's it saying? And we shared this message, I do believe, I can't remember if it's part 1 or 2, but check it out, okay? And we get into what this archetype stands for, because we're in the time of miracles. We're in the time of miracles. This has been active and activated with this Lionsgate portal, and it has to do with our connection to animals and working with animals, activations with animals, and how we came here to expand and heal with all of life. And what this is doing right now is this is helping us to heal from this space and place. And we're seeing that there's love in lust. And this taught us something, and this is actually us like being nice to the animal part of ourself, the animalistic part of ourself, and we need this. This is connected to our instinct, our instincts. So there's healing being honored here. And what this is connected to, because remember, we're laser focusing on healing jealousy and wrath, rage, right? So the matter doesn't continue to be mad at the energy and tear apart what's been built. And remember, the matter is the feminine, the masculine is the energy. And masculine, you have feminine within you, and feminine, you have masculine within you. So we know we're all doing this together. And what this has to do right now is honoring the 10 of Wands. Putting it down. We need to put it down. We need to honor a change with our energy. We need to change our energy. So what we're being called to do is recharge. And as we recharge, this is going to restore our confidence. So we're going to get into the energy of joyous fun. And why? We need, I really feel like, yeah, we need a why right now. We need, you know, this is like art. And where you have, oops, sorry guys, a muse, okay? Because this is about actually bouquet, our message to bouquet, our connection to bouquet. And bouquet, the reading will be linked down below if you haven't checked it out yet and feel called to. But it was for the super full moon in Aquarius. And remember, the moons are connected. And it's connected to the message in bouquet, and that's right here of, it's a love. This is an expansion in love, like literally like a love that just blossoms, and it can blossom out of nowhere, and it can be with a new person or your person, your existing person, okay? And it's just like, wow, you're just so full of love. You're just so full of love. You have to express it like right here, okay? You have to express it like this. Like this is where we're making love. Real, authentic, beautiful, passionate, divine love. Okay? And it's because we're in the process of we're reworking, we're revamping an old idea that's connected to our 10 of Cups. Okay? Remember, we're not just at the destination. This is about the journey, and we're going to constantly be in creation and destruction and creation along the way in order for completion of this. This is going to be a big thing when we complete this. A major milestone. A major milestone. So what we're doing here, what's being honored, is that we're in the time of endurance. We're not in sloth. But we're going to understand what sloth, like not being in sloth means. We're in the time of endurance. But what we're enduring is the restoration of balance. And we're going to restore balance this time by having a recharge. We need to honor the feminine here. We need to honor the matter. We need to honor the night. We need to honor the dark. We need to honor the nutrients in the dark. We need to honor what do we need to face. What are we running from? And right now, it's this. We're feeling lack of, okay? We're feeling some lack of here. But it's being represented on this side, like the light is here, and the light is here to show us why we're recharging. We're recharging because we're not going to battle ourselves anymore. Remember, this is about the 10 of wands. We need to put it down and we need to just pick one wand. And that's our connection to working with the Father, to working with Force, to healing with Force, to expanding with the Sun, to expanding with the energy. So we need to understand that this base in place here, acting on our conflict within the mind. Remember, we're healing from conflict within the mind. It's connected to this space and how the devil is siphoning our energy from us and keeping us a slave. This is literally connected to healing with our adrenal glands and like adrenal fatigue from, you know, patterns of separation and addiction, and overworking our endocrine and lymphatic system. So what we need to honor, okay, to heal from this, that's the time we're in, is that we have had an ending. That we have had an ending with the element of error, and it's connected with the energy of how we're going to create with the energy. Remember, this is about building. This is about building this space in place, and we're building it through this. We're building it through what this is. So we're having a recharge here. And look, the sun and the moon have become one. This is connected to the 2 of Cups that we've been seeing on our last like 10 readings. And the King of Cups is here to help us with this expansion, to help us to honor that we need to shift and work with the cup now. We're emotionally in control here. And that really means we're in charge. We understand that there's things out of our control, but we're always in charge of our energy, and we're in charge of how to co-create anew, to say like, look, I'm a co-creator. I'm not a victim. I'm being removed out of victim template. I have also leveled up. I'm no longer a multiplayer game where everything is everyone else's fault. I'm on single player level where everything is God just reflecting back to me everything I need to know of me and what I resonate with, and what I don't, and what I need to heal and what I need to face, and how it's all God, and we bring it all back to the one, to the all, to the everything, to co-create anew with it. And this is big because we're really stepping into our multidimensionality and expanding with what we came here to co-create, and it's us. We are the miracle, right? We are the miracle. So what we're doing here, so the King of Cups is coming in to help us to get control of us by understanding, remember, we're in charge. We're not necessarily always in control, but we're in charge. We're in charge of us. We're in charge of the energy in motion here. And we're honoring that we've left the mind here, okay? We've left the mind and we've gone home to the singular mind of the heart, and we are manifesting with our emotions here. But we're being able to pick and choose what thoughts we're going to charge within the mind, because we're evolving. And thus, we heal from this space and place. The devil is siphoning our energy and keeping us stuck, sick and stagnant, going toxic with patterns of separation and addiction. And we're healing with this Stargate, right? Stargate miracles, right? So, justice. Here's the restoration of balance. Remember the restoration of balance with the dark and the light. And we know we got justice so many times because we're clearing karma, as well as we're in a time of a rebalance. We're rebalancing the connection between the masculine and feminine. We're rebalancing the connection from within to without with love, with a deeper level and connection to love, and a deeper level and connection to expanding this cup with love, and seeing that there was love in this cup, and we just expanded from the lower world into the upper world, because we're in a time of decrease and now we're in a time of increase, and this is connected to our financial health and warrior, and we will share that message, so hang tight. So justice is here because this is how we're getting here. Look, there's Libra right there, bouquet. And we know this is now where we expand love, and we're making love. We expand love. We want to express our love. We're so in love. We're so in love here. We're feeling so in love that we want to express it. We're feeling called to express it. And this is how we expand love. And this is connected to a truth that's being honored with the element of air within the mind, with the feminine representation here. And it's how we're manifesting. It's how it's got us in a time of manifesting. So I'm feeling called to get an activation for this here of what's happening with the moon. We know we need to get into joyous fun. That's what this is about. We need to be in the energy of joyous fun. It's not the energy of I need to do all of this to do all that. I need to do all this to be. No, I need to be to do. I need to get back to being, and I need to get back to being in joyous fun like a child. Well, look at that. Ishtar is here, our connection to the white goddess, and our super full moon in Pisces. And remember, the moons are all connected. So our new moon in Leo is connected to our super full moon in Pisces. And look, of course we're being set forth with a challenge. And this challenge was activated with our Aquarius super moon. To be ourselves, to activate with our unique patterns of us, and it's connected to our solar plexus. We have to be authentically us. There's an empowerment and restored here. Remember, this has to do with with our endocrine system, our lymphatic system, with a blood heart purification being honored here, and a healing with our guts. Remember, as below, so above. Our guts here and how we're expanding here, but it has to do with patterns of us. This is us. So we're gonna have a compromise. We're gonna meet in the center point, and of course we are. That's how we're restoring justice. So let's see what's being activated here. It has to do with understanding we're deserving. Our consciousness, we need, in order for us to be in the energy of joyous fun, we need to understand we're deserving of this. We've left the program. This isn't like I did this, this, and this, so I'm allowed to be playing like a kid and allow my inner child free. And I can't do what I want, you know, what I feel called to do to create joyous fun. We have to be conscious to know we're deserving of this, and this is part of the creation of home. And this is connected to our heart within. Remember, we've been learning how to shift dimensions with love from within to connect to the portal of our heart, connecting to all these stargates and expanding with all these stargates with Lionsgate. We have to understand and shift consciousness to know we're deserving. And that has to do with the energy of joyous fun and the activation of the inner child and the Six of Cups and the restoration to innocence. So Archangel Sandalphon is here with us now, helping us with this transformation to create with joy and happiness. And look, work with the color yellow. And look, the bee takes the negative and it changes vibration and turns it into the positive with the sweet, and it creates the sweet nectars of life with the negative, as it takes the negatives and transmutes and changes the vibrations into positive and creates the sweet nectars of life through frequency, through sound, through elevation. And that's what's being honored here. Remember, we saw our worth. We saw our worth here. We saw our worth. We saw our worth when we were battling and how to take back our energy. We just need to act on it now. Remember, that's why we're going to be deserving. We've exited the program. If we feel like being a kid and having fun, remember, it's not being reckless. It's being audacious. We're not being reckless with life. We're being audacious. Giving ourselves permission to change our energy and to be in joyous fun, and to leave the program and to no longer be a slave and be free and activate with the energy of the eternal child and that archetype. And seriously, like, if you do feel called to watch us, that it's good. I wish I could remember if it's in part 1 or 2 of our last message, but it's in one of those and we share it. Okay, so higher dimensions, higher realms, and magic. Lilac. So here's where we have our crown chakra activation, because we're having a third eye activation here. We're gonna get an activation to that, and we're working with ancestors, appreciation, and healing. Remember, this is the work that we came here to do, to evolve the human race, and to do this work that we're doing with our ancestors to heal our family bloodline, to heal our family lineage, and what we all came in here with. We all came in here with some sort of patterns of separation and addiction and trauma, wounding. We're healing this for the next generation. And this is honoring the loved ones that have crossed over on Rainbow Bridge. We spoke about this last time we met up too, the few times, is we always have access to Rainbow Bridge. This is actually for officially Lionsgate. We shared this message. We always have Lions 88 portal on the Stargates. Metatron's rainbow bridge always open. We always can connect to those that we've lost. So we're honoring letting go. We're honoring letting go at a deeper level of the ones that have crossed over. And it's even animals. It's even our animals, all our life. All of life. We're expanding with all of life. And the activation of indigo, mystery and mastery of life. Connection to what's, you know, our starseed roots and homes. With the transformation of light and dark, that we faced our shadow selves. That's the time we've been in. Facing our shadows. Doing shadow work. The application of love on the, you know, the unloved pieces of ourselves to restore wholeness, to free up all that energy. Look, we need to become more wave and less particle. So in order to become more wave, more energy, and less particle, less matter, and for this transfer, these transformations, they're easier on us. We need to work with our shadow selves in order to free up all this energy. And it has to do with release and a passion, love for life. And this is a love for your life right now, a love for your life. Remember, if you're joining up here and, you know, you're a starseed twin flame, your counterpart is you, your twin is you. So we're not running from us. We're not running from our truth. We're not running from our transformations. We're doing it. And it has to do with conquering fear, the time that we are in. Start today. And in order to do so, we need to review and reflect. Time out needed. There's a time out needed. There's a time out needed that's being honored for this transformation. It's part of the recharge and how we're restoring our confidence. Let's see what it is. Let's just see what it is. There we go. Beacon, shine on. And the energy on the bottom of the deck. Dimensional gateway and invitation. And look at that. We shift. Family, circles of life. And there it has to do with the circles of life. Remember, this has to do with letting go. This has to do with letting go. And the connection to our loved ones that have crossed over. Metatron's bridge. It's always open. And it's so beautiful to see this, because I was speaking about how our dog here, Max, passed away right before Lionsgate and was part of, you know, he had a death time just as much as he had a birth time. And within the room, the last, like, the room where they came and put him, you know, we said goodbye to him because he had stroke and so many seizures and he couldn't walk anymore. And it happened very fast. You know, he didn't suffer. In the room where we said goodbye to him in, and, you know, he took his final breaths, there was a poem of Rainbow Bridge, and the fact that there's a place called Rainbow Bridge and it's always open, and we can always connect there, and it's where everything is beautiful, where everything is truly heaven, and everything is right in the world, and everything is restored, and everything is timeless, and it's beautiful, and we can connect to this space and place always. And we just honor the circle of life. And as we honor the circle of life with our family and what this means, you know, like the Lion King does the best representation of this. Watch the Lion King, the circle of life. Love. Look, the expansion of love, friendships, and harmony. You know, we're working with fire. This is the time we're in. This is a fire new moon in Leo. So we need to shine our light out. That's what this is saying. Like, we need to shine our light out. And look, it's number 44. Number 44 is a manifestation number, but it's a manifestation number through mastery of self. So let's see what we're doing here. You are reminded that you are a beacon of light to the world, a place of refuge for those in the dark, and a port of call in the storm. The world needs your light as never before. Look at the raging sea of humanity struggling to free itself from thousands of years of pain. So many holding up their hands for help, and so many drowning because they find No one signaling the way home, back to their own inner light. How are we here to create mass awakening and change without people like you to help us? If you realized the power of your light, you would turn it up, not try to hide it. If you saw how many needed it, you would offer it fully. If you could see the difference your light makes to every single person you touch, you would never again doubt your true calling. You ask, but how and where and when? You block the light in. You, by waiting for the right time, the right circumstance, the right moment, when it's actually about just shining. Through difficult days and happy days, just shine, as you never know when it is needed and by whom. It'll be noticed, it'll be picked up on, and it'll transmit its frequency to the right person and call forth the act of service that is needed from you. To be a beacon of light for others is to be noticed and to stand out. You cannot shine slightly. You can either shine or you don't. And you do, and you will, and your light matters. It always has. You have a role just as much as anyone else. You ask, but how can the world ever change? It is by each person shining so bright that eventually the darkness diminishes. But the world needs many of you. No one can do it alone. You are all reflections of each other, building a much bigger light than you can ever imagine. Beacons lit around the world, switched on, active, joining together, feeding each other. When one person's light gets low, it is recharged by the next light beside it. Wow. I'd say that that's what we're doing right here. And that's what's, allowing us to expand in love and be in a time of manifestation. We're being in a time of manifestation with our love. With our love. When one person's light gets low, it is recharged by the next light beside it. Just keep passing the light and being the light. That is your role and your mission, and the angels and Metatron thank you for it. Without light workers on the ground, nothing is possible. But with each of you in place, everything is, and a new dawn can be born for the world and every living being within it. So shine your light. It's beautiful, guys. We're in a time of shining our light, and we know this is connected to the message of a lighthouse and what the connection to the symbolism of being a lighthouse and the twin flame journey. And what we're truly doing, we're shining our light from within to without. When we're learning how to generate at a whole new level from within to without, but we had to clear up, some toxicity within the matter and become more wave and less particle, okay? And I think that this is good for today. Next time we meet up, we will discuss the activation of the warrior. Until then, I am sending it to you. Those good healing vibes. I love you. Take care and see you then when we expand off that with the light codes that we've received.